All right, guys. So I wanted to react to something, a little impromptu video kind of in the morning. Now, spoiler alert, I have seen this video plenty times before. I already know what it's about. I appreciate, the work he's done, but I wanted to kind of give my 2 cents. There will probably be more talking in the long run because I have seen it, but I will try to not pause it as much. While I'm working on my mod list, this is the video that I wanted to check out. It's by EPIKUS, and it's the speech of Sanguinius. Now, as I said, I have seen this video before. I have seen, people reacting to it and giving their 2 cents and stuff like that. Um, so there's that. So there's that. This little disclaimer. I'm not going to beat the pre-watched allegations this time. I'm kidding. But no, like I just wanted to be transparent with you. It's like, yes, I have pre-watched this. So um I think I did it on stream one time and I just ended up deleting the VOD. I can't remember. But anyways, so what I know about the Sanguinius speech, I actually have hold on. I actually have uh Horus Rising right here. My grandmother got me this, so I haven't read it yet. I'm not much of a reader, but I might as well read it. So, um, just for you know, you know, brain's sake. Um, so what I understand, the little I know about Warhammer 40K is that during the siege of Terra, Horus was obviously sieging Horus Heresy, obviously, and then Sanguinius, I believe, was with um I think he was with Rabute Gilliman. I think from a short that I watched a while ago at this point. I don't even know if it's even in my history, YouTube history. But it was Sanguinius, Lionel Johnson, and I think Rabute Gilliman. And either Sanguinius convinced them for him to leave, or Rabute or Lionel Johnson convinced Sanguinius to leave. Either way, doesn't matter. Um, the implication is that here's an example, right? So Sanguinius knew he was going to die, right? He had that foresight that he knew he was going to die, and I guess he kind of had that special power. Um, it's kind of similar to Elrond, right? If you've ever watched, like most people have ever watched Lord of the Rings, Elrond has the gift of foresight. Probably a bad example, but it's kind of a similar concept. The gift of foresight, seeing into the future and stuff like that. So it is kind of the same concept. And so Sanguinius knew he was going to die, and so I believe from the short, like I said, I don't know, so don't quote me on this, but please correct me in the comments if I am wrong. But I think it was either Lionel Johnson or Rabute Gilliman asking Sanguinius if they would see him again, and when he said no, I think they knew that they weren't going to see him again. I think I could be totally wrong on this because like I said, I don't know jack shit about the lore. Um, but yeah, and so the whole speech is basically about him making his final stand before his death, and yeah. But I do have a question for you all. If you were put in a 40K scenario, who would you be and what would you do? You know, would you be a loyalist? Would you be a heretic? Would you be a chaos space marine? Let me know down in the comments below. to be fair, I don't get comments on my videos, but you know, the ones that I do, they're pretty nice. So for the most part, anyways, oh, by the way, in terms of like the Skyrim mod list, on a completely separate note, if you're just coming to this channel for this first time, I am mostly a gaming channel that does the occasional react and vlog and stuff. I was doing a playthrough for a mod called Legacy of the Dragonborn. Basically adds a museum, you collect stuff, you display it. Basically the basic concept. I decided to stop the series at the last episode, which was episode 23. Because, and it was really my own fucking fault for doing this, was, if you know anything about modding, right? Modding anything, right? Modding 101, don't delete or remove mods mid playthrough, especially ones with scripts, light or otherwise. So yeah, so there's that. Yeah, so I've decided to stop It's Cold Turkey because, one, I didn't want you guys to have to go through the I didn't want you guys to feel, how do I word this? I didn't want you guys to watch me slugging through the playthrough. So I'm going to balance my mod list out a little bit. And hopefully have a little bit of a balance, right? Because I think a lot of the mods that I did have were like very overpowered. Because what Skyrim makes you feel is like, oh, I need this. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need this. And the crafting actually, you know, for example, like you craft armors for the museum, right? And so yeah, so I don't know, maybe I don't want to, I don't know. But anyways, the point is, so there's that. So the final episode is up on my channel. Um, so I'm going to come back to it. I'm just going to work around my mod list and stuff like that, and hopefully nothing I do will really, you get it, you know. So hopefully nothing. Hopefully I don't mess around with it too much. I'm still contemplating on what mods to add and what mods to keep. So yeah. Anyways, without further ado, it's been 7 minutes. Let's get into it. I do have coffee, by the way.
I do not want to be here. I do not want this present. And I want the future that follows even less. We stand against our own brothers and sisters, with our backs to the Eternity Gate, and this is not a battle we can win. If you have ever wondered how you will die, now you know. If you have ever wondered where your body will lie, now you know. You will be killed on the last war between hope and horror. Your body will lie here, unburied, staring up at a poisoned sky.
Dude, the fact that, yeah, look, my intro was already long enough, so I'm not really gonna bother with it. Like I said, there will be a lot of talking in this video. The fact that he's rallying people, right, and just, yeah, the fact that he's trying to rally people and just saying, hey, you know, we're all gonna die here eventually. We're all gonna die here, and this is our last stand. So
Once the sanctum falls, terror falls with it. And I tell you, we cannot hold this wall. You can see it yourselves. They are too many. We are too few. We may last a week if we do the impossible. More likely, we will all be dead in 3 days. Perhaps my words surprise you or frighten you. But I will not lie. Not to you. Not to you who have come through 200 days of dread, only to find yourselves here. I have looked into your faces and seen what this war has cost all of you. I have followed the flow of battles that each of you has survived to stand here on the final battlement. I see everything you have endured. Those stories written in the light of your eyes. Now the War Master offers you the lie of life, promising a mercy his forces are incapable of showing. If we will abandon this last war, and it falls to me here and now to tell you to stand against him one more time, to give everything you have, even your lives, if it will hold this rampart for another day, another hour, another second. That is what the moment demands of me, is it not? That I beg you to make one last sacrifice.
The fact that he's, begging, you know, from what I understand, his sons loved them. He was beloved by almost everyone, according to the lore and everything that I know about, or at least the little that I do know about him. He was beloved by everybody. He was like one of the best Primarchs, one of the best people to say, "Hey, if I could choose a person to go into battle with, it would be him." And like I said, he ended up dying to Horus, or maybe I did say that, and I'm just, but yeah, he knew he would die to Horus, and he knew he wasn't going to make it out because I think, from what I understand, Horus knew the of the Black Rage. I think, but like I said, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. So, um, but yeah, so overall, I understand that, like having to convince people that have fought so hard, and fought so long and just be like, hey, you know,
No, I will not ask it of you. You have already given everything. You have already done everything asked of you 100 times and more. You have suffered through a war of unimaginable darkness. One that has demanded more from you than any soldier in the history of our species has been forced to give. The fact that you still live, that you still fight. I cannot conceive of the courage and resilience it requires for you to face this town and look to the horizon with a rifle in your hands. Where Horus has offered only lies, I will offer you truth. Those of you that wish to run, run. Leave this place. Not in shame at a duty undone, not in surrender to the traitor's forces, but with honor. Go, with my gratitude, for you have already given everything asked of you.
see, and that's another thing, right? He's being empathetic, and that's why I personally, I have a soft spot for vampires. I have a soft spot for wolves. And Sanguinius just, I was a probably I was, yeah, I watched, yeah, so there were a few things that I watched when I was a kid, and I just loved, I just loved vampires, man. They were something else, and obviously he was one of the better. I like when I we got into Warhammer, it was one of those things. Was like I kind of me kinds of fucks with Sanguinius, So so but yeah, the fact that, and that's honestly the mark of a good leader, right? Being empathetic, understanding, right? Um, so, or like understanding the situation that you're in, right? And understanding it's like, hey, you fought hard, really hard, and it's like, but now I must ask you, beg you even to fight with me one more time. So is very moving. And the fact that, I always get chills. I might actually get chills later on in this video. Who knows?
What right do I, does anyone, have to demand more? From you, who have endured harrowing beyond account, horror beyond measure. If you wish to fall back into the Sanctum Imperialis and spend the last hours of life with your children, then do so. Know that you go not only with my blessing, but with my envy. If you wish to leave the wall and take your chances in the wasteland before the battle begins, then, in the Emperor's name, you have earned the right to try. Go swiftly, and carry with you the pride that you have already given a hero's share in a war that none of us wanted, but were forced to fight.
Isn't that all wars, though? I think whoever wrote this speech for Sanguinius was a genius because he probably understood nobody wants war, but we're forced to fight them for some reason. Just kind of like real life, I guess. So, anyways.
And if you wish for the truth, I will give it to you gladly, for you have earned that too. It shames me to admit, but I would abandon this wall if I could. The Primarch in me, the supposed demigod half of my heart, craves life with a ferocity that shames me. If I bowed to that instinct, I would take to the sky and never look back. But I cannot. I am half human. And the human in me demands that I stay.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Like I said, I've already pre-watched this, but I was like, man, the demigod wants to go, but the human demands that he stays. That's that is powerful. I just remember listening to that. I'm like, yeah, like humans are tough bastards. There are some that are coward-like and everything like that, but like we have a natural born ability to fight when we most need it. You know, or to help out, or to help others when others need it, for the most part. Um, just as an example, not sure if you know this. Many of me, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But there was documentary that I saw. It was basically about the great boat ride, boat rescue, whatever it was, of 9/11, right? And the whole concept is that when that happened, and when that scenario happened, people were trying to get off the island. They found that Manhattan was an island. Long story short, the Coast Guard said, "Hey, there are people getting into the water, so we need to, try and organize this to get people off the island, and whatever they're going to go, they're going to go." And so uh like boats from like all over were like, "Shit, fuck it. We balling," and I guess just having like a um just and I guess Tom Hanks was kind of narrating it, right? And I think Dunkirk, actually, hold on. Let me look this up because I actually don't know the stats real quick. I mean, let me say, um, how long did the Great Boat lift 10, 11. Take. And how many people were rescued compared to done? Okay. So the Great Boat Lift of 9/11 evacuated half a million people from Lower Manhattan in less than 9 hours. In comparison to World War II's evacuation of Dunkirk, rescued about 339,000 Allied soldiers, but it took 9 days. I thought it was something along those lines, and yeah. So basically, the moral of the story is people help when they need it most.
There are legends about me. I hear them whispered among you every day. That I know the moment of my own death. The stories say this gives me courage. That I feel no fear because I know I cannot yet be slain. Here is the truth of that tale. That prophesied death is coming. Today, tonight, tomorrow. I know not the when or the how, only that I feel fate's breath on the back of my neck. I do not remain here out of immortality's courage. I remain here because if I am to die, I choose this death. I choose to die with my back to the last door. I choose to give my life to buy another hour or minute or even a single second of grace to those who cannot be here fighting with me. I choose to die here because I do not believe I have yet given all I can. Someone must stand and fight. And if I have but one choice left, I will make it now. I will stand. I will fight. I will hold this war, knowing that the 13th Legion makes for Terra with all speed. And if they cannot bring salvation, they will bring retribution. Whether I am alone, or whether 100,000 of you are by my side, when the War Master's horde descends upon this wall, they will find me waiting for them with a blade in hand. Not because I can win, but because it is right. I do not know what delusion grips those out there who were once our brothers and sisters, but I know it is right to oppose them. I've spoken enough. You need hear no more of my fears and confessions. All that remains is for me to ask. Will you run? Will you run?
Man. Anyways, guys. So yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna tell this video. But yeah, sorry for the extremely long intro, but I just had to get all that out of my off my chest and stuff. But like I said, in terms of like the playthroughs and stuff, if you're coming from this channel for the first time, I'm mostly a gaming channel that does a lot of Skyrim. So there you go. So I just do a lot of gaming stuff, then do the occasional react and stuff like that. I guess is what I do. So yeah. So I will actually I am going to copy this and actually end up doing all that. So yeah, anyways, guys, I will catch you all in the next one. And let me know if in the beginning if you missed it or you just decided not to listen or whatever, or hell, if you even have clicked off the video or whatever. But so let me know what the 40K scenario is for you guys, and yeah, let me know because I'm genuinely curious. Anyways, I will catch you all later. And yeah, so if you wanted to follow me on Twitch, I stream there. Also here on YouTube, I multi-stream. So, you know, gives you options on where to hang out. Um, yeah, so I'll catch y'all later, guys. Oh, also, I have a Discord. Like all links will be provided down in the description box below. I might actually have to change the link to the Discord in the description, actually. I don't know. Anyways, I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Peace.